Barney, you're on the wrong side. I can't find you. Humidity coming up. Wait, I can feel it. I'll call the order, the town board meeting for the town of Windsor for June 5th, 2019. We'll open with any public comments on agenda items. Barney. You're doing that just so I don't stop this.
Yeah,
You're not kidding me.
So you know where I am.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two items I just want to comment on.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the items that I wanted to comment on was the amendment to chapter 300 of the zoning code.
Yep.
You know, considering the fact that these many warehouses in general, there's been some controversy within the town, you know. I'd like to make sure that we don't make it too easy to get around the code as it already exists, you know.
Mhm.
There are other approaches. They can go for a variance, rather than once you change the code, there's more than one area in the town that's going to be affected, everybody in that designation.
Well, this is just calling the public hearing party.
Excuse me?
This is just calling the public
Well,
hearing.
no, I understand that, but I mean, rather than wait, you know, too far down the road, I figured I'd
Yep.
make a comment. And the other issue that I was concerned about was, you know, we have some properties both for sale and leased within the town. I want to make sure that we're properly vetting these, you know, that we get enough public exposure, that they be presented on the market, on the open market, to make sure that there's no, you know, incidences or even any thoughts of any insider trading going on here, you know. So I think it's important enough that we vet them properly. And that was the only comment that I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair will take a motion, town board of town of Windsor approve minutes of town board meeting held on May 1st, 2019, as per copies posted on town clerk's bulletin board in the town hall and same distributed to board members.
Moved.
Second.
Councilman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Chair, town board of town of Windsor will receive and file agreement for the expenditures of highway monies, 284 agreement. Receive and file. There's a lot of receiving files tonight, folks. Bids for water meter replacement project. We got a very good price on that. Chair will entertain a motion to town board of town of Windsor hereby authorize the supervisor to execute the 2019 letter of agreement with the law firm of Western Veltman Ray to provide environmental legal services in connection with the discovery of
That's not.
PFAS. What?
Excuse me, for number 4, I have water.
Where, did I miss it? Oh, you're right, I did miss it. I flipped it over. Chair will entertain a motion to award the bids for water meter replacement project.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, that came in at $2,817,000 and change.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Chair will entertain a motion, town board of town of Windsor hereby authorize supervisor to execute the 2019 letter of agreement with the law firm of Western Veltman Ray to provide environmental legal services in connection with the discovery of PFAS in the water town's Butterhill wells in accordance with the resolution attached here.
Oh. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom,
Yes.
Councilwoman Markey.
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes. Town Board of Town Windsor will receive and file the restoration permit performance bond Monsanto Brothers Incorporated Beaverdale Lake Water Corporation project. Should entertain a motion to authorize the relocation and adjustment of the Town of Windsor water mains, New York State Department of Transportation Route 9W multi-bridge rehabilitation project.
Moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum,
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom,
Yes.
Councilwoman Markey.
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes. Receive and file the revised contract with Gully Hauser and Essel Consulting Engineers, DPC sewer pump stations, standby generator project. Town Board of Town of Windsor will receive and file a supplemental agreement with Canal Pollution Control Incorporated wastewater treatment facility. Receive and file with New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation, approval of engineering report sewer pump stations, excuse me, standby generator project. I've never seen this. I've never seen it pop up. Receive and file change order number 1, CT Mail Associates Caesars Lane wastewater treatment plant upgrade. Receive and file performance bond, the Greens at Woodbury Commons LLC, major subdivision phase 1. Receive and file correction declaration of access and utility easement and maintenance agreement. Receive and file correction, utility and access agreement. Receive and file contract with sale First Columbia International Group LLC, 5.5 plus or minus acres, for international effort. Receive and file environmental easement, Parquet site, formerly Bailsgate Manufacturing. Receive and file Orange County Youth Bureau funding agreement. Receive and file bids, Old Windsor Bond Road, a road culvert replacement project. Town Board of Town of Windsor, motion awarding a bid, Old Windsor Road replacement project.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum,
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom,
Yes.
Councilwoman Markey.
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, this gets awarded to Ninian and Callahan Excavating Incorporated. Just to give you an idea, the bonds, the award is for $350,000. Prices range from $350,000 to over $5 million. I don't know. Yeah, that's what you call a range. Okay. Shall entertain a motion, Town Board of Town of Windsor authorize town clerk to advertise pursuant to law, calling for sealed bids for the demolition of a building located at 708 Mount Airy Road, identified in the Town of Windsor tax maps as Section 66, Block 1, Lot 4, which shall be received and publicly opened on the 27th day of June 2019 at 10 a.m. The office of the Town of Windsor Town Clerk, 555 Union Avenue, Windsor, New York. Town Board of the Town of Windsor reserves the right to reject any and all bids.
Move. Second.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum,
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom,
Yes.
Councilwoman Markey.
Yes.
Supervisor Green.
Yes, so everybody knows this goes back on the tax, goes back to the tax roll itself. So whoever ends up with that property is able to develop demolition. Receive and file certificate of clerk as to no referendum sale of town-owned real property, 11 plus or minus acres, Stewart International Airport, section blocking lot 91-1-2 and section 91-1-9 to STC Windsor Realty Incorporated. Shall entertain a motion, the town board of town Windsor authorize the establishment of a performance bond for public improvements at Patriot Bluff Luxury Apartments in the amount of $4,480,218.05.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Morale?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. I'd like to know how they vote.
So, whatever the project.
Why can't they just round it out? Receive and file bridge in New York local project agreement, New York State Department of Transportation, Lake Road Bridge, Metro North Railroad project. Anthony, you believe that?
When it's done,
You
we'll
can
do
catch
it.
it at the end. And go public during the, what do you think, Anthony?
When it's done,
You
we'll
think
do
your father's up there saying it's about time?
Wow, 30 years.
My question was, how long has that bridge been in?
Skip and I, we don't usually do public participation during, but Skip, Anthony's father and
Yeah, I
I
remember him.
closed that bridge when I was a sergeant in the police department.
That's what I kind of thought it was that.
And that's been a year or two.
Jeez.
I actually didn't have all this gray hair. Receive and file supplemental agreement number 2, Lake Road, New York State Department of Transportation, Lake Road Bridge project over Metro North Railroad. Receive and file bids, Lake Road Bridge over Metro North Railroad project. Shall entertain a motion that the town board of the town of Windsor award the contract for Lake Road Bridge over Metro North Railroad project to Sullivan County Paving and Construction in the base bid amount of $2,465,897.21, subject to review, approval, and concurrence by the New York State Department of Transportation in accordance with the resolution hereto.
Move. Second.
Councilman Regenbaum? Excuse me, Councilman Morale?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Oh, yes. Receive and file petition amending zoning code, Mid Hudson 2 Holding Company Incorporated and Excalibur 7 Incorporated. Shall entertain a motion to go on public hearing, amendment to chapter 300 of the town code of the town of New Windsor zoning code.
Move. Second.
Councilman Morale?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Shall entertain a motion to authorize supervisor to execute environmental assessment form and adopt negative declaration, lease single-family residence, 93 Union Avenue. This is the caretaker house at the cemetery.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Morale?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Motion to authorize supervisor to execute a lease single-family residence, 93 Union Avenue.
Move. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Morale?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lundstrom?
Yes.
Councilwoman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes. Receive and file irrevocable offer of dedication, Meadowbrook Estates. Receive and file inspection report on safe building, 202 Passaic Avenue. Shall entertain a motion. Town Board of Town of Windsor hereby direct the issuance of a notice and order and a copy of which is annexed hereto pursuant to section 113-2A of the Town of New Windsor Town Code in the matter of an unsafe building owned by One Ask Realty LLC located at 202 Passaic Avenue, New Windsor, New York, and further identified by the Town of New Windsor tax maps as section 19, block 4, block 63.
Oh. Second.
Cool.
Councilman Morrow?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Lindstrom?
Yes.
Councilman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, receive and file audit financial statements for the year ending December 2018. Receive and file GASB 75 actuarial valuation, Summit Actuarial Services LLC. I thought it was no? Okay. Following reports were received, recorded, and filed with town clerk. Town clerk, May 2019. Tax receiver orders on garbage, May 2019. Justice Myers, May 2019. Justice Calderon, May 2019. And Recreation Department, 2019. Okay, board, anything? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, public forum. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Sylvia Santiago, how are you?
Good.
I just have two questions you can help me understand. Regarding the question that the gentleman brought up earlier regarding the sales of the properties by the airport, is there not a bid process, or what's the process? Because obviously we've seen some property by the airport being sold as of late. Do they go out to bid? Are those
We
public?
hired a real estate agent, and they're all appraised, everyone's appraised, and we sold them at the appraised value.
So if someone contacts you, that's what I'm trying to understand. So it's not a bid, it's not a public process? Whoever
course
wants
it's
to buy
public
something
process.
contacts the town, is that it?
Of course, it's a public process. We hired a real estate agent, well, actually, been brought several people in.
Thank you. Another question I have for you is when residents have to submit a petition, is that required to be a receive and file? So I understand that some residents over by the Grove submitted a petition, but I don't see it listed on the agenda. How is that
What
process?
petition would that be?
Sorry?
What petition would that be?
Regarding, I believe, the plant that's out there for the blacktop, regarding the smells and so forth. So I'm just questioning.
There was no petition, there was a letter from the real estate agent with them all signing on to it.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? I'm sorry, sir. I can see you back there.
You see me back here now? I can walk up if it's easier for you
No,
to
that's
see.
okay, go ahead.
I'm a little concerned as I listened to tonight's meeting. One, I believe Ms. Santiago
Sir, would you
raised-
speak up?
I will speak up. Ms. Santiago raised the issue of properties being sold. It's my understanding that originally what was supposed to happen to the lands inside of the Stewart Airport was they were to be leased, so that the town would have a long-term range income off of those properties. What I'm hearing though is that we're selling the properties. So have there been a public hearing to go and change what was the original intent, or is that just something that the board decided to do on its own accord?
The board decided that the leases were not working, we had no takers, we had no interest. We decided that it's time to develop Stewart Airport. It's sat idle, and now that the economy's better, we decided it's time to move forward with it.
Second thing that I'm a little bothered about is item 28, which is the public hearing. You know, when you're making a motion, you're gonna have a public hearing, maybe it'd be wise to tell us what the motion is. It didn't say one word about what that motion says.
So it did say, it said chapter 300.
That's not an answer, and that is not what it's
So that's
about.
the answer.
Well, it isn't.
Local
Okay.
It is not.
In my-
The whole issue of that,
You don't have to raise your voice, okay? No,
the
you-
whole
Joe,
issue,
calm down.
he asked me to speak. The whole issue that I understood about that particular code is it's to give a special waiver or easement with respect to warehouses in a commercial zone.
Really?
Yes, I talked to the
When
attorney.
we get to the public hearing, you most certainly can voice your opinion.
I thought this was a public forum.
I'm sorry, what?
I thought this was a public forum to raise an issue.
When we get to the public hearing on the amendment,
Given that the town has had so many water issues, why are we continuing to expand on warehousing and/or commercial construction until we resolve the issues of the water?
I don't know what warehousing and commercial construction would have to do with where.
That's what 300's all about.
Really?
It is.
Thank you.
That's exactly what that motion was about.
Really? I must have missed that.
That's because you didn't announce it, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Ron Eaton.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Motion to close public hearing. Public portion.
Move. Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Regenbaum?
Yes.
Councilman Munster?
Yes.
Councilman Malarkey?
Yes.
Supervisor Green?
Yes.